guys, welcome back. So this is kind of a follow-up video. A couple videos ago, we did an automated trading bot to trade Ethereum or cryptocurrency of your choice automatically, and we tried to test that out, but actually didn't get a whole lot of data from that, or really get to test it well because Ethereum was in a pretty good uptrend at that time. Um, so I kind of revisited, went back to it, and we've changed a couple things in here to make it a little bit more effective. And able to execute a little bit more trades. So first thing we did, I'm just going to kind of briefly go through this. If you want to really kind of in-depth in the weeds explanation of all of this, check out the last video. I'll go ahead and link that. But what we're going to focus on here is we've changed the trading window to a 5-minute instead of, I think it was a 30-minute previously. And what that does for us is it just keeps these updated a little bit more often so we can kind of see smaller micro trends inside of a larger trend, which allows us to make more trades. And we're still using this 20 and 50 EMA crossover, which I think I demonstrated in the last one, but I'm just going to go over again really quick. So these EMAs, exponential moving averages, we have this blue one is the 20 and this red one is the 50. So as you can see, the 20 is a little bit quicker to respond because it's looking at slightly less historical data, but it still is kind of behind this major curve. So we might try to tweak this a little bit more in the future and see if we can get a better way to figure that out. Maybe use a triple EMA crossover instead of just a double. But for simplicity's sake, right now what we're doing essentially is when the 20 EMA crosses the 50 EMA, like right here, we buy, enter, and then once they cross again, we sell. And for the most part, there are some false signals. Like here, we would still be up slightly, but not a whole lot. Same with this one. And there are even some where we'd take like a slight loss, but for the most part, it's a pretty high percentage trade to make. So that's what I have the bot doing. And the good thing about the bot is it can just do this 24/7 all the time. It's actually currently running right now. And there's all this gibberish on the screen because I have debugging on because I was kind of working through some issues. And one thing specifically that we really need to point out, I was having issues with my buy order going through, and I figured out that, let's see right here. So this buying power gives you your buying power with margin, and cryptocurrency on Alpaca API, which we're using, are non-marginable. So on their website, it says there should be something looks like this, non-marginal buying power, but for some reason that was not. It wasn't giving me anything like. It was just saying that this did not exist. So instead, what I'm doing is dividing my total buying power by 3. I'm doing that so I'm left over with a little bit of wiggle room there if there's a quick price change or something. Because if you divide it by 2, that just gives you your full account maximum. And I had some issues making trades with that because what would happen is it would want to enter a trade. As it's processing all kinds of stuff, the price changes upward, and then we can't make the trade because we're trying to use more than our max balance. So that's kind of a little workaround I have. I could probably get rid of this. This was from previously, but it's all happening in paper trading accounts right now, so it's not a huge deal. I'll definitely tweak this up a little bit so we can use more of our balance because you don't really want to have money sitting in there that you're not actively trading on. But moving forward, the other change that we made, so previously we were doing, if we already owned Ethereum, like right here, if it's in the owned list, we were just selling it on take profit or stop loss, which is great and all, but I think the take profit we were doing like 5%, and as we can see on this chart here, a lot of these small micro trends are not. That is not a 5% gain. That's like maybe a 1-2% gain. However, if we can capture all these little crossovers here, we can get some good profits just by getting all these little kind of scraping it off the top. And so to do that, we just changed this, and instead of selling on a take profit or a stop loss, we're selling when this EMA crosses back over. So when the 20 goes back below the 50, we sell immediately. And I think I'm going to keep testing this over some time, but I think that's going to prove to work out pretty well compared to what we were doing before. So yeah, all the same imports as before. And other than that, pretty much all the same stuff, just kind of those little updates. And as you can see here, I'll pull up my account real quick. We did make a trade. Granted, we took a little bit of a loss, but I'm going to let this run for a while and see what it kind of puts together. But the good thing is it's working fully because we bought something and we sold it a little bit later when the EMA crossed back over. Sadly, it was just at a loss for this one. And one quick last thing, I have noticed this will crash maybe once every 24 hours, and I have a feeling I think it's something to do with when we're scraping this data from the web to get these EMAs and everything. I think it's just having some issues with how many requests are coming through in the short amount of time. So just keep an eye on that if you're trying to run this code yourself. You might have to restart it every 24 hours or so. Somewhere in that time frame is when it normally hits for me, where it'll say like request like denied or whatever. But yeah, other than that, we're gonna let this run for a while. I will make a follow up for see how we do like over some more time. But I'm just gonna let this keep running, and that's about all I've got for today. So if you have questions, leave them in the comment. We can go through and kind of keep making this better. Or if you have any suggestions for changing up any of these numbers or anything, because I'm not a big financial guy. I can write code, but I really don't understand a lot of these technicals and stuff as well as I would like to. So if you have a better idea, definitely put it in the comments and we'll try it out. But with all that said, thanks for watching. I hope that was helped out. I hope you learned something. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.